That's why I didn't go home.
Hey, we're just going live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So we're going to not do that. Okay, so we're just going to start up. All right. All right. So it's 7:00 and we're live to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And this is our 575th time we're getting together. So that's a nice number. And I'm going to ask that everyone hit share. And I'm just going to do the land acknowledgement here and get us started, and then we're going to get into the art making. So we have a beautiful show up right now. Alvin got his new pieces up, so we're very happy. So come down, check those out, and also come and see the people making artwork here tonight. The Creator gifted us with this land that we are blessed to share and care for together. We acknowledge that the land we gather on Lokinstis is the ancestral territory of the Siksika, Sitapi, the Siksika, the Kainai, the Piikani, and the Amskapi Piikani. We acknowledge all First Nations and Métis of Treaty 7 lands, the Sutena, Bithkabi, which includes Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstoney. We commit to advancing reconciliation guided by truth, respecting treaty laws, and humbly walking alongside First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. We recognize all who live, work, play, and make art on these lands, and who now call this place home. Yep. So I'm going to spin the wheel, and we're going to get our 3 pieces of inspiration. I think in honor of Alvin's show, teddy bears should be on there somewhere. 670 517. So, yeah, we're number 575. We'll do teddy bears as our first piece of inspiration. And you'll have to come down to see Alvin's work if you haven't seen his work before. Tomorrow is St. Joan of Arc's feast day. So I'm just going to just randomly had a whole book of saints at my disposal here. And I wonder if they're alphabetical. Doesn't look like it. Oh, that's such a good picture. Okay, St. Anthony. Look at this picture.
St. Anthony.
I pray to him lots because I'm always losing things.
Right? Look at this picture. I don't know how to explain it as a piece of inspiration, but the devil's like making R sounds.
R.
The devil is a pirate.
Pirate devil is what I'm handing tonight.
Right? Yeah, so we got, and there's like demons.
Also, we just ordered, this is maybe something I shouldn't say online. We just ordered our 666 days sober coin.
Oh, yikes.
Sober for Satan.
Does it look like a helly-ish good
Some
sign?
kind of goat. Yeah.
There we go.
Yay!
Always goats.
Did we actually order the coin or were we just...
Oh yeah, we ordered it.
I know where we're...
It's on its way. Okay, so we got teddy bears and we got St. Anthony, and tomorrow is St. Joan of Arc's Day. One of her biographies was one of the first books I ever read all the way through. All right, and from the Book of Qualities, sensuality. I really like the drawings in this book. Very simple line drawings. Here we go. Sensuality does not wear a watch, but she always gets to the essential places on time. She is adventurous and not particularly quiet. She was reprimanded in grade school because she couldn't sit still all day long. She needs to move. She thinks with her body. Even when she goes to the library to read Emily Dickinson or Emily Bronte, she starts reading out loud and swaying with the words. And before she can figure out what's happening, she's asked to leave. As you might expect, she's a disaster at office jobs. Sensuality has exquisite skin, and she appreciates it in others as well. There are other people whose skin is soft and clear and healthy, but something about sensuality's skin announces that she is alive. When the sun bursts forth in May, sensuality likes to take off her shirt and feel the sweet warmth of the sun's rays brush across her shoulder. This is not intended as a provocative gesture, but other people are, as usual, upset. Sensuality does not understand why everyone else is so disturbed by her. As a young girl, she was often scolded for going barefoot. Sensuality likes to make love at the border where time and space change places. When she is considering a potential lover, she takes him to the ocean and watches. Does he dance with the waves? Does he tell her about the time he slept on the beach when he was 17 and woke up in the middle of the night to look at the moon? Does he laugh and cry and notice how big the sky is? It's spring now, and sensuality is very much in love these days. Her new friend is very sweet. Climbing into bed the first time, he confessed he was a little intimidated about making love with her. Sensuality just laughed and said, "But we've been making love for days." Aww. So that's a sensuality, and we got teddy bears, and we got St. Anthony and St. Joan,
St. Anthony.
and a pirate devil. Is that what you said? Okay. And we are going to make art for 2 hours, and then we're going to have a live auction. I do want to say we got a special delivery in the mail this week, and I have some bookmarks here that I have out. I have a book launch coming up on June 20th. It's at the Memorial Park Library on June 20th. So it's a summer solstice and it's a full moon, and it'll be a really fun night. It goes from 4 to 8, but if you could just get there for the last part even, because I know everyone works. There'll be like lots of stuff going on. So if there's an Eventbrite page I'll share online, and to register, just it's free, but just so you can put the right chairs out, I think. Okay, that is all. Thank you. I'm very excited. Okay, we're gonna make art. Anything else?
When you say book launch, it always sounds like book lunch.
Book
Like,
lunch?
just the way you say it.
There might be snacks.
It'll be a bit pulpy.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
It'll be a bit pulpy.
That's fine.
It's a print and it's a
Yeah.
weird size.
It's,
Well, you can
well,
make
they
your.
just don't have the, like the framing, like this.
Have you tried Michael's?
Yes, I did go there for another piece.
Wait, though, Michael said no.
They said no.
What was their rationale?
Well, now they get something that looks similar, but it's coated, plastic coated. Where this, okay, this is the part like the frame or the print that just came today, and this is the craziness that I want. Well, I was hoping for, but
I have an idea. Why don't you put it in a floating frame and have it not worry about the size? Just make the frame larger than it is.
yeah, but that then doesn't the
it was
does
just
that
soaking,
protect
like
the
the gray
a
and
footprint
white
enough?
coming
You
up.
think?
No,
And then I was like,
Oh, you mean for my other work, my
but it was
camps?
kind of in where
No.
the
Yes.
trees were, and I
get a
thought,
glass frame that's glass on
maybe
both
I should
sides.
call 911.
Don't
because
worry, let it fit
you
in
know when people
perfectly.
see
Put
things
it in
like
the
that, they're
middle
like,
and have, like,
oh,
a
that guy will
red
call.
shut
Someone
glass.
else
that guy
called.
will
Oh,
call.
that's a great idea. I've never done that.
So I thought maybe I'll
You know what?
call.
You know what
Just in
piece
case.
went over
I don't know
well
if anyone
was
else called,
the
but I
one
thought
on the
maybe I
desk
should
that you
call.
cut.
And the lady
That
was
would
like,
be
asking her
before.
my phone
Yeah.
number, and then she was
People
looking
love
She's
The
like,
that.
oh,
saucy mix.
somebody
Like,
else
everybody who's
called.
come
Just
in
one other
goes,
person.
I love
Somebody else called and
that.
they're on their way, so we can.
So
hang
that's
up.
going
But
on.
thank you for calling.
Oh, that's
Okay. But I was like,
It's,
oh no.
blue,
it's
right?
Like,
No, it's the one that you have gold, you know?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
underneath it is
that's
just
why I thought,
stress and
maybe
just,
I should call,
Yeah,
even if
so
somebody else
beautiful.
is.
What's funny is I thought I didn't sell that, and then I was gonna take it home and just let know you sold that.
But I was.
I know, I
like,
was thinking,
looking, and I'm like,
it's so
like,
beautiful.
after.
Like, everybody who's seen it loves it. That's the one
Here,
that really.
that's also.
But trust me, it's got lots of earpieces on it. There's lots of wall space, so. And no offense against Jess, but I can't probably buy any more paintings. Otherwise, I'm gonna look like a stock.
There's
Like,
no
having
no
Jess
offense
hung
taken.
up all over
Her
my
mom
place.
has just as many paintings.
Pardon me?
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty standard that
Well,
people
I
in
wrote,
Calgary have a lot of paintings of Jess. Nobody judges.
yeah,
I've been at paint Jess tonight.
there we go. You never know. So speaking of stuffed animals, I have a old Scooby-Doo
Yeah.
with a flashlight. When you turn on and off the light, it's like, who turned off the lights? You know, and then the flashlight goes on. It's a ghost against the wall.
That's
Like, you turn off the lights. I can't do a Scooby imitation. I know you can.
Ready?
Yeah, I bought it as my daughter was born, so it's 27 years old. At least. I should bring it in. Somebody probably love it more than I would. It's gotta go.
Yes.
Anybody can have it.
Oh. You okay, Rich too?
Yeah. Do we have a was that an E-gun shield? Do you have an E-gun shield book?
Oh.
What you took?
The storage.
Just went to storage?
Yeah. Do you want me to get it?
No.
I might even know where it
No, you
is.
don't have. Is Zach on there? Can you put Zach on?
Yeah. Hello.
Yo,
How are you doing?
better now.
Yay.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Oh, whoa, whoa, no.
Sorry. Okay.
How are we going to church? Do we have a plug for this somewhere or no?
We should. Is it in? I can.
Oh, it's the same plug as my camera. I'll plug it in later.
All of these embryos that's created, you are
Okay.
Yeah, Luca finished his first year of uni really high. He did a really good job this year. He had some really cool projects. He's got a piece in this exhibit at the Spanish Arts Center downtown. Yeah, and he's in the journal for their, like, he just got into really cool things. So he's doing really well. And Patsy is just been playing a boatload of lacrosse. I feel like I'm always on lacrosse. But it's kind of cool to watch because he got onto a junior team, so he's the youngest. Like, there's one really younger than him. Wow. And he just turned 17. And it's weird to me because he's always been the biggest kid, and now he's like pretty much the same size. Well, he's still big, but there's like adult men, like, because they could go up to 21. So it feels like they're adults, you know, like, not that he's not mature, but it's like, that guy has a full beard, you know, like, he's big. Paxton can't grow a mustache fully yet. So, you know, it
That's
just
super
feels
cute.
like they're really big. But it's pretty good, and it's fun to watch because it's fast. So, yeah.
Where'd you get the cool cap, Rich?
The Adidas store.
That's really nice.
Thanks. It's one of a few purchases that I picked up and put on my head, and Jess said, "We're not those people."
We're not those people. Okay.
I don't think that was the time. I think it was.
Did I say one of the times?
Oh.
Okay, no.
I think I did.
Sometimes. Okay, fine. Yes, I might have said
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, both times, and I was
A bit less
I was kind of
judgy.
mortified both times. Like, what kind of people am I, Jesse? Like,
People.
Yeah.
You are complex.
the other time was when I grabbed a pair of Nikes, and you were like, "We're not those people." I'm like, "Oh," and then the first time was when you said, "I don't ride transit." It's like,
Right.
"Oh, poo-poo."
Well, I generally don't either, and I'm embarrassed.
Why don't you ride transit?
Because it's just too convenient to hop in the vehicle,
Uh,
which is always warm because it's underground heated parking,
yeah,
which is spoiling.
I actually love to ride transit because I can connect with people. There's people.
I am
Right.
an introvert.
The
So.
people of my city are on the transit,
Yeah.
and they're real people.
Yes.
You know?
No, I agree. I mean,
I like
People on
to,
the streets.
I like to take that's
Dee-dee-da-da.
exactly why I like public transit.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, we're not those people. I'm like, actually,
I am those
I
people.
am those people.
yeah, I think we're all those people.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
That's probably me at my most what is it? Did I just say?
introvert.
Introverted self.
Yeah.
I get that.
You know, because I swing.
I'm
Drastically.
too much on the extrovert side, so I think everybody in the elevator, like, they're looking at their phone, and I make sure that they talk to me. Anything. They could talk about themselves, preferably.
That's cute.
Getting to know people.
Yeah.
We live in the
Getting to
same-
know all about
That's
them.
right.
Oh, Rich, I did meet a mom and her daughter that live on our floor. She said, "Oh, we're neighbors," and she lives at the other end of our floor, like where that
Down
other
here?
family used to be. Yeah.
See?
I did want to tell you that I talked. Well, I didn't initiate the talk; she did.
So what you're saying is you didn't attack somebody for.
But I didn't attack them for talking to me.
But did they get in the elevator and then say, "Oh, we're neighbors"?
Yeah, because I pushed 15, and she's like, "Oh."
Well, you kind of have to because you're reaching for the numbers and then you don't reach for the numbers.
Oh, she was going
feel
for
like you need to
24 to
qualify.
visit her friend.
Oh, I see.
So she was like, "I live on 15."
What? What is this?
That's just a piece of paper from an art book.
Very, very nice. Yeah, I was gonna bring my stuff, but it's just too big and it's just
What do you
too
need?
much. I got 3 pieces, but they're all like huge. So
That's
I would have to bring down just too much stuff.
So I was driving to work this morning,
Right.
and I've always been very interested in lakes and rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about water today,
It's a good story.
and I phoned my ex because that's where Felix is to ask her if she would have Felix turn the radio on, or if they could record it and listen to it later or something. And she was just busy, so she said, "Phone your dad." Felix phoned me up, and I started to tell him that they were talking about creeks on the radio.
Right.
And there was a lady, very interesting lady on the radio, talking about this creek over by where we go for treats sometimes.
And where's that? Like,
Kind of by Confederation.
Yeah, it's in
Oh.
Confederation Park
yeah, yeah.
on CBC. And he goes, "Oh, can we go for a bike ride there?" Which was a bit short of my whole conversation. I was like, "For sure," but I had wanted to ask if they would sort of, because I was driving, would they be able to check and see who is this interesting person on the radio?
Mhm.
And I waited all day to get onto the internet so that I could find whoever this was. Maybe they had a website, or maybe they had like some kind of book or a poster, like some like even a brochure
And,
about creeks and tributaries and things.
mhm.
So I got Jess in the car, and then I was like, "Oh, can I just play this radio thing?" And it turned out it's a friend of ours.
It's
And
Simone.
Yeah, Simone. And so she's going to meet us and take us for a walk.
Oh, she knows this really well? Or?
Yeah, well, she was on the radio talking as an expert about the creek that passes through Confederation Park.
Yeah.
And I was going to try and find somebody that could direct me towards some of her information. Like, could somebody help me find who this genius about the creek was?
Right.
And then it turned out it was a friend of ours. So she's going to meet us and take us on a walk.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. And then I tried to phone Felix back and surprise him. He was not surprised at all. So
Yeah.
that turned out as that.
She's like,
Well,
that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
He'll be excited. Well, when he's there.
When he's,
No, he's super
I-
going to be excited. It's
Yeah.
just he wasn't surprised. I wanted him like, hey, guess what? He's like, you know the person that he didn't do that. But it was kind of
Right.
on par, yeah.
Yeah, but you logically spoil him, which you should, right? In a good way. Like you know what I mean?
spoil them with beautiful
You're
things.
exposing
like,
him to
yeah,
all the needed things.
good
Yeah.
experiences.
Well, I also just think, like, okay, so here's the thing.
Mhm.
Because, you know, I grew up next to Babbling Brook in Canyon Meadows.
Right.
And I think my mom had speculated that Babbling Brooks was like a pumped fake lake that just kind of went round in circles.
Oh, like a golf course sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And maybe it is. Only I hadn't really ever considered what a creek was, which is a funny thing to say out loud for somebody that teaches science sometimes.
Mm.
But I'd never really considered what a creek was. And then so I've been testing people all day. What do you think a creek is? And they keep saying, oh, like a small river. I'm like, well, it's a little more than that. And then does it sort of seem like a lot of the creeks in your life are not so much narrow, but short?
Right.
Like, how come that creek is only a half a kilometer long? And then after that, where does it all go? Right?
Mm.
Like, where's the rest of the river? Right? For it to be a creek, where's the rest of the river?
Underneath.
Yeah, that's
Is
the
that where it
answer.
is?
Yeah.
Oh, good guess, Miss Cross.
So,
Oh, wow. Good one.
and do you know what it's called when the creek goes underneath?
Babbling.
It's called
Underground is?
Entomb.
Oh, it's
In tune.
Entombed.
I love that.
So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah. We spent our life down by the Bow River because that's where we live, right? Where Deerfoot is, like
Okay.
Heritage and Blackfoot.
Okay, yeah,
And so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
farmland.
I-
And farmers land.
That's cool.
Go down
I grew
there.
up on the different part of Boness, like in Boness Park.
Oh,
So yeah, so it was like on the Bow River still,
Yeah.
but just a different part of it. That's really funny how everyone kind of, if
Yeah.
like you're close, you know that part of the river.
Exactly.
Well, the other thing is, I always thought, and this is stupid, but I've always been intrigued with how
Hi.
the Bow River and the Elbow River meet, and that's where the two rivers meet. However, strangely enough, I'd never really pieced together. We used to raft down these rivers.
Mm.
I never really stopped and thought about how the Elbow River is actually flowing north,
Right.
and the Bow River is going
Alvin's parents came.
East, right? Like. Or
Yeah.
down.
yeah. So the bow makes sense because it's coming out of the mountains and heading towards the Hudson's Bay, actually.
Yeah. Yes.
But I think because you think of north is up and south is down, it just made sense to me that the elbow was flowing towards the bow.
Right.
I mean, away from the bow, right? I would have thought
Yeah.
the elbow was flowing south, and it doesn't. The elbow flows from the south, it's sort of
West
around.
to east.
Yeah, it kind of comes around from the west, but it's coming up north through Calgary,
Yeah.
Right.
which is weird. And so there's a lot of things that kind of converged in my head this week about water.
Right.
And then I sheepishly admitted this to the science teacher at my school, and he told me he had the same problem when he moved to Calgary, which was a great relief.
Well, that's good. I never thought of it. My mom took us to the beginning, supposedly, of the Elbow River
Mhm.
when I was a little kid. And so it sticks in my head as something
How are
important.
you? Good, how are you? Good. Short. I'm trying to
Yeah.
make a bag.
Water is,
Got some nice stuff. That's a little thicker. I'm glad you like it. little heart first. Love.
Can.
And I'm trying to do things that make me happy. Hearts. Right? Not too bad.
So how do you feel
Yeah, I'm
now that
enjoying
you're getting
it.
closer
It
to
is a little
summer
windy though.
holidays?
Pretty good.
Surprisingly enough.
I am pro summer holidays.
I live in the Northwest and it always sounds like
I'm over there.
yeah, like,
Yeah, that's a great one.
yeah, I don't know if it's.
Yeah.
Just remember my block.
Have it over.
No, I can.
I'm like, yo, it's so windy and you can stop.
Perhaps did I run out?
Like it would be so.
You look around here, I'll take a picture.
Oh, Zach. Hey, Zach. How are you? Good, how are you? Maybe, I got you shall. Hey, how's it going, brother? How are you?
No. Oh, maybe again.
That's our fountain, that's what but I don't want it to get to the area.
That's fair.
So.
That's so nice. I feel like maybe at some point I will walk back there and show you his show with my phone.
What's happening online?
Huh?
What's happening online?
Everything. There's good art being made.
How many people?
There's 6 people online, and so we got. I'll introduce people at home as 6. Zach's painting. Dusty's on. Perlu. Kelly's working from her studio, and then that one at the top is Rich painting. So it's really nice. Oh, is this someone else? Theo!
Ooh.
Yay!
Oh, all right.
That's so nice. Hey, Theo's joined us too.
North America.
So I might
That
actually
makes sense.
I have friends that. I know it's
show you guys here. How could I do this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know what's it's
I'm gonna
funny
turn my
because
sound down.
we take so much for granted here.
Then I'm
Right.
going to
And a
find
lot
the
of us
link.
will, like for instance, I'm only going on holiday this summer because I have to go to my school and leave my family.
And I'm going
behind,
to.
right. So,
Right.
ideally, I would go at a different time. It's just that.
Ooh.
You kind of are forcing.
Well, I didn't get a
I
chance.
wonder
to
if
go
it
with my
matters
family.
if I
What do you
use. I'm talking to the people.
What do you ask?
YouTube or Facebook? Does it matter on my
For
phone?
what?
I'm gonna take a walk so people at home can
I
see
think you should use
Alvin's
Facebook.
work. Okay, Facebook. It's a hard no.
I often find that like Calgary
I don't know my username or password.
is one of the nicest place in the world for about 2 months, right?
Yes.
Like we have this idea that we need to go away in the summer because we're teachers and we can't go away during the school year. But then like when I go for bike rides on the go, it's like I can see why people would fly here
Yes.
to be able to go for a bike ride on this path. And I used to go to I used to really like going to Vancouver, and I would often bring a bike so I could cycle on the seawall. And I kind of realized, you know what, biking along the boat is kind of nicer than cycling along the seawall.
Oh, I agree with that. I mean, our bike trails probably are like world class.
I don't like that one that says don't push.
One day I will learn how to do that.
Yeah, that's changes. I know. I don't know.
That's fun. We haven't seen Zach Cardinal in a while.
Is that here?
So nice.
I did like a really bright pink shirt,
Hmm.
and then I jumped it out and then I sprayed black border.
Yeah.
So this is all one artist. What's the
So when are you leaving?
July 5th.
Oh, great.
Well,
Yeah, Felix must be really excited.
I just don't know the password or anything. So I was there. I just.
Why did I send help?
Huh? Because I am not doing it.
Was you on? What, I don't know if that's really, I don't know if it's the time to do that.
Okay. Maybe later when it's quieter, I'll take a walk up to the front because there's lots of awesome people who enjoy
Actually, if
the
you
show.
just put a photo of it,
Oh, yes, that's a good idea.
and then if people are intrigued, they really should come down.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Not too bad.
Hello.
We're gonna come down and see the art.
Yeah, for sure. Have you been in?
I don't want to disturb you guys.
Oh
Break your focus.
Almost everybody here is disturbed.
Yeah, so we just have this is like a little live broadcasting so people can see kind of what we're doing. So one of our friends joining us from Vancouver. There's people from like Dusty lives out of town too. People joining from different studios from around the city. So we have like a live broadcast, and then we also have the live wall, which is so yeah. Make art to people. It's more fun than they seriously.
How did you discover it?
Sheldon's buddy of mine there. Yeah, he mentioned his friend does art over there, so I seen it advertised, and I was like, I like art and stuff like that. I noticed the jeans. I was like, the jeans really.
Are
blow
those
my mind.
crazy?
I was like,
Yeah.
Man, I gotta get some of those jeans.
Look, they're so great.
I was thinking about like putting patches on, and I looked, so I was like, whoa, really, eh? That blew my mind.
Yeah. This is the Hulk one.
The Hulk one, yeah.
Who made those shows?
I paid a little bit.
It's like what I want to do in class.
Yeah.
I know. Look, these ones have the zip up on the legs and a map on the front.
These are awesome.
That is, I want to even see that.
What size are they? Like 34, 36?
I think that's what they said. Yeah. They're like,
All kidding aside, if you want to try it on, that would be fine.
Yeah. yeah.
Let me see the
That's
blue
what these look like.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I know. I was like, I could use some.
Look, hard right?
Yeah.
And then
Really
this is
good.
the
They're one of a kind.
Got all the nice.
Look at this, you wear them as shorts.
Oh, you can zip them off.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
just
would be
noticed that
nice.
right now.
For the summer, that would be great. Eh?
I was just looking at that.
Yeah.
I love this.
I didn't see that last week.
That's a really cool. I like zip off. That's a really
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. So we got pieces of
Got the two of them
inspiration.
are beautiful.
Yeah. They all,
I just try and.
of course you can. Yeah, the washer's just there, and the light's on the outside of the door. Yeah. It's fine. So our piece of inspiration from Alvin, because there's lots of teddy bears, we did teddy bears. Then there's Anthony, and then
The pirate.
yeah, there's like a pirate devil.
Oh, yeah.
We found a picture. I don't know where I can find it. And then the last one was this excerpt from this book about qualities and sensuality, and this woman, the writer, kind of showed qualities and like made them into people, like sensuality was very she said, she always got in trouble for like feeling things, dancing. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So we just get ideas, and then people just like do whatever they want. George's making beautiful piece for the fountain, and right, like everyone just kind of works on whatever they like. And then at 9 o'clock we have an auction, and tonight's Alvin's opening, so there's lots of people coming down to see the wall. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's generally it. So it's like pretty much just make sure you're happy and let us know if you need anything. So and there's like a sink over there if you need like water or anything.
And yeah. I have here. Let's see if I have something. That's okay. So sorry, I didn't know anything about. No, it's okay. It's nice that you guys came, and then it's like better too, because then you know it's hard to explain a lot of times. So like, I try to do like Facebook event pages that kind of give you a little explanation, but like, unless you come
Oh, and I
and see it,
wasn't
it's hard
sure
to know
about
like the vibe and
Maybe
yeah.
maybe what I thought was fair.
Nice to
I'm
check
not
it out too, and then-
$150 is fair. Like, I feel like
I know,
somewhere down the road, I gotta.
I have ribbon this color that I want to put on the
Like, so many great deals. Like, I feel like,
Did you already pay?
yeah, I
Here, I'm
paid.
just gonna-
Well, it's too late to complain if you paid.
No, I thought I mean,
I know you want to pay more, but you can't because you already paid.
well, yeah, I
You
just
missed your
saying,
chance. You missed your chance to pay more.
I guess I did.
Oh, yeah.
Still, that's that on me, but yeah,
in this tiny little space.
it was even number. Like,
I don't even worry about that. You supported us so much. I'm happy. Whatever suits you on that day suits me fine.
yeah, well, I really have,
I have this theory that I'm gonna keep selling paintings until we close this place,
yes,
and then I don't ever have to sell any more paintings again.
right,
So my advice to my friends and family is like snap it up while you can,
yes,
because I don't want to sell it anymore after. And so, like, you've supported us so much, we don't want you to lose your home.
What you're
You
doing.
know, like
right.
we have to take care of you. And,
Well, I think that's like short of everybody. I'm gonna be okay.
one of the reasons we're closing is I can't really rationalize to continuously burning out the resources of everybody I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's more important that you protect yourself, right?
That's crazy.
Oh, it's a
And
lot.
if you felt like you want to bid higher next month, you can, but like just do it in a way that's safe and
He
sustainable
was
for
not
you.
confident enough to
Yeah.
walk over.
But you're not allowed to feel guilty about it.
Right. No,
I got a lot of friends that aren't doing anything well. So
Right.
Like,
Well,
don't feel like you're not doing enough because you're doing lots.
how about this?
well, I feel good about everything.
That's really
But I only thought, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I've never thought that.
You know, it's work. You don't have to, but if it makes you feel better, you can.
Well, trust me, that's what I'm kind of getting at. Is that, like, that's why I'm trying to.
But I don't think you have to worry about that. Just enjoy yourself and have a nice time. That's all. That's what we're wanting right now. If I get desperate, I'll be like, I'm desperate.
Yeah,
But you'll only know I'm desperate because I'm painting a lot.
right, and you know I'll snap up.
So keep an eye out for that. You know?
Yeah. We're gonna get really desperate. Just got my phone number.
You and I are the same as I'm probably never going to ask. But if you notice I have a lot of paintings, it probably means I'm in trouble. We were $1,900 low
Right.
2 months ago, but then we've been pretty caught up since, so it's kind of works out, you know.
Yeah. Things are.
We haven't gotten ahead yet. That'll be nice when that happens.
Yeah.
We used to be $10,000 up. It was a $10,000 nest egg.
Which was a nice cushion.
But I think it's healthy that we're going to move on and do something else. And I know that we wouldn't have done that if we still had that nest egg.
Yeah.
So like having $10,000 up and then watching it just vaporize last
Right.
was a good indication that, hey, you know what, I've done this for 12 years.
Yes.
It might be time to try something else. When I said I was thinking of doing something else, a lot of my really close friends that were supporting a lot were like, thank you, because it was burning us out. And I felt equally bad about that. I don't want my friends struggling because they're keeping the Rumble house open, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the trick is just follow your heart and don't ever let yourself feel guilty about helping us.
No, I don't. I honestly did if I feel that I'd be happy with her. So, and I like supporting art. So
Yeah.
it works as a multi helpful thing. Helpful for me, helpful for it inspires me to go home and actually, I think way more.
Yeah.
So much more.
It'll be kind of like what we do now to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And I think TikTok as well, which is getting doing that. But like yeah, kind of a similar thing.
There's a lot of online. Have you ever heard of art storefronts?
Nope.
Yeah, they set up it's kind of like Etsy for artists.
Yeah.
And they set up your own specific site.
Yeah. Actually, there's people right now.
I'm a little hesitant because I'm not ready, so and I want to find out what they want to take.
And just over on Calgary. So, yeah.
Like, I don't know what a standard for online sites. I assume probably 40%.
Oh,
I'm surprised.
50 probably.
It was actually 36 and 50s or 34.
both of them fit perfect. We have to tell.
Wouldn't surprise me. Nothing would surprise me.
Yeah.
Well, I want to pick right or just do it on my own. Do my own website.
Oh, the artist? Yeah.
Then, then it's hard to get people to your site.
No, I think that's
Yeah, the way we kind of used to handle it here is we thought if basically if you sold a piece and you wanted to
Oh yeah.
leave the gallery a cut,
This is Kyle.
Mhm.
it was half and half.
This is Kyle. Yeah.
Right.
If somebody was struggling, we'd often let them keep both halves.
Yeah, you often, but it seems like every week
But
there's.
So they haven't put it up.
there were times when,
But they just didn't go in the
say if somebody
So we
came
always
in
just
and
kind of keep them
somebody
because
they
didn't
knew,
get- But if you're interested, I'd be super.
bid on the piece,
Yeah, because like.
I would try and ask them
honestly,
like,
we're
well,
just
just
looking at
imagine,
with the artists and, like,
Mhm.
making
That's
sure you
awesome.
guys
did
are
having the
too,
word
so.
in the gallery
I
change
just find
their
like
decision to buy it, right? Like,
I was surprised
Yes.
that I was actually.
well, they're
interested
like,
in
well,
something
they've
like
seen
that.
it
Because, like,
before,
mostly I
but
just
they
wear
bought it
the
when it
weed.
was here. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
then
But I
maybe
mean, I
it'd
was
be
like,
appropriate
these actually caught my
to
attention. Not to like,
give us
yeah.
a cut. But if your cousin Tim,
Yes.
buys the piece,
Yeah,
and he would have bought it anyways, they didn't have to give us a cut then.
That's awesome.
Right.
But the trick was is to ask yourself, if the gallery folded today, how many people will see it?
I can't even see.
They feel a lot better than the other ones for sure. You like a picture for you?
Yeah. I mean, I like the other ones too.
Well,
They're huge, but I
I
mean,
mean,
Yeah, they're huge, but yeah, they're both good, man.
oh,
Right?
those
They're just
Yeah.
total different fit.
Yeah.
Different, like,
really
feel.
look good.
Yeah, it's really up to you how you feel, man.
or you can just take a full picture.
Yeah, it's under you.
They really look good.
There you go.
Either way, they're going to be a conversational piece.
Totally, right?
Exactly.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. That's pretty. And you said off too.
I know, isn't
Yeah,
it?
see, now that's why you should maybe take, because shorts are gonna be needed soon.
Summer,
man.
that's so soon. I was like, yeah, I could use
Functional. I like
summer.
it.
Cool. These actually fit great. I was like,
Yeah, they do, dude. They
It's
fit
like
good,
having
yeah.
two pairs of pants.
yeah, I could use that. I could use it.
There you
go.
For shirts.
Right?
So it's dual. No, that's a really good deal.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, this is the artist name. So yeah, if you just let me know, and then we can do, because what we do, they always link their email, so then I can email each one to them from that. So you just let me know though, no pressure.
Yeah. No, I'll just take the card and then when I'll just get in contact and let them know I'm interested.
Okay, that
Sure.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Thanks.
No problem.
Yeah. I think they're yours. They see.
Cool.
Fun.
And that equally gave me is working out nicely too. So
Yeah.
Yep. This is
Oh,
that one.
Zach, did you hear? The Pirates did not get my books. I got them in the mail.
Yes. Yes. And so it's still on for the solstice?
Yes, on for the solstice. June 20th. Everything's a go.
That's great. And no shark bites?
No shark bites. The box, I bet Lori got the original box that
I
made
think
the
Lori
journey.
sent us a message. If you know what
Oh.
my
Yeah, she did.
what did it say?
Actually, Zach, this is fun too. She sent Lori sent me a message about the book launch we're gonna do in Vancouver.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you got well, let me know when the dates are, we'll link up.
That might be close. I said end of July because we do so much at the beginning of July. It's like his
Yeah.
birthday and stuff, and so we might do the end of July. But she said she sent an email to the Banyan Books.
Banyan Books, that sounds familiar. Yeah, that's ringing a bell. Yeah.
So she sent an email. So we're gonna start talking about dates for that, which is very exciting.
Whoa, that is exciting.
We'll go out and visit Missy at that.
Yeah, we'll see lots of each other this month.
Oh, road trip.
In July.
That's so fun.
Sorry, I'm eavesdropping, but
No, that's okay.
either way,
I
I'll
wish I was there right now. You guys have to take me on a little tour of the show. You know, at the end. Sneak
Yeah, I might actually. I can snap a picture now too because
No
there's
stress.
lots of,
No, it's probably a full house. So just later.
yeah, there's lots of people.
Yeah,
So-
I wish I was there.
I said, can I be your date?
Did I hear that was like there's some big work up front? He's got
Talking
some
about
up
dates.
front?
I said, can I be your date?
Rich Taylor, you can be my date. Oh yeah, there's really great pieces. So Alvin got there's a few really big pieces,
Yeah.
and then he's been doing these really cute ones, and he puts magnets on the back so they can be fridge art.
Nice.
They're really sweet, but
Yeah.
also they're really great because they have like lots of story to them. I was putting them up, and on the back of all of them, they have like whole narratives, and it's really cute.
Whoa. Yeah, he's a genius. He's a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
My heat gun has a biscuit.
It kicked the bucket.
The bucket is kicked.
The bucket is kicked.
It's no longer a heat gun.
Oh no.
It was a blight.
Great.
Awesome.
Guys,
Thank
will be trying
you.
on?
Yeah, of course. That's awesome.
I got the card there.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
No problem.
Now, you got it.
What do they call it when you like color something and then you paint your letters? Like, so you're painting around your letters. Is that reverse imaging? Is that what it's called? You want to talk about
Negative space.
negative image?
Negative space is the space around the lettering.
Okay, so if I use masking fluid and then paint it over,
I think you might be talking about just masking. Are you talking about masking?
well, I'm saying I painted this green, right?
Yeah.
And then I did all of the words with masking fluid, and then just drop the masking fluid.
You're
So-
masking.
That's just masking.
Yeah, like masking tape is for masking.
Well, no, masking fluid.
Masking fluid is for masking.
Same thing.
The masking is the verb.
Like, I can't believe this is my first painting ever. Like,
It's good.
it's so colorful. It's like
That's beautiful.
people like it, and it kept me going. I'm not even sure how I knew what masking fluid was. I can't remember.
Well, it's funny because like I'll often explain to the kids at school
Yes.
that masking tape is for masking.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
because you never really think about like what things do or don't mean till like you start worrying about like where did that word come from or what's it called when you use this tape to block out
Yes. Yeah.
the paint. You're like, well, when you're using the masking tape, it's basically for masking.
Right.
Is duct tape for ducks?
Do you want me to answer that? 'Cause there is, I know the answer.
It's for everything.
It's for ducks.
Oh, for everything. Yeah, yeah.
It was for ducks, but it happened that it was a military application.
I meant ducks with bills and quack quack quack.
No, like it was a military tape that was used for, I forget what it's, maybe guns or something to keep things dry.
Oh, okay.
And the soldiers nicknamed it duct tape. It was just easier to say.
Mm,
And then they ended up using it on ducks,
yeah, on like HVAC. Yeah.
on the HVAC, yeah. But it's actually not. It's like it's a little bit like. Do you know the hair on the side of your face?
Yeah, your barba.
Not a beard, not a mustache, but the pork chops or what?
Oh yeah.
Sideburns?
Yeah. What?
You know why they're called sideburns?
Why?
You're gonna think I'm lying to you. They were popularized by a American general. His name was Burnside.
Oh.
Oh, sounds like
There's another one about Boston and a General Hooker.
I love that there's an extra one.
Which is the real, he used to bring ladies in to entertain his troops. So that's where the word.
And also, butterflies used to be called flutterbys.
Yeah, hookers girls, they used to call it. Really? Yeah. He'd bring them in to entertain the troops, but then most of them died before they got to war from disease.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was during the Civil War.
Yeah.
And he was a general in
Simple.
Boston. Yeah. I lived in Boston for a little while. And that was one that made me laugh. I was like, really? That's how it
Yeah, that's wow. I didn't know.
stories of etymology. Is that what
Yeah.
it's called? The study of words?
Yeah, that's what. I don't know words. So.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd say word nerd.
Word nerd. That works like the words of the day from Merriam-Webster.
You know who wasn't a word nerd? Big Bird.
Oh, there you go.
I know that joke was
That is funny.
absurd.
It's the best I've heard.
Bird is the word.
The best you heard. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys coming.
I guess that joke was kind of a turd.
It's what was kind of inferred.
My sister used to call me Rich Turd. That was her funny idea.
Oh no,
Rich Turd.
is that your older sister or younger?
My ex sister.
Oh, okay. I'm starting to. Okay. There you go.
Missy and I were talking about.
But I'll
things
I'll
we
admit
called
she
each
was
other
older.
when we were little, because she's 10 years old. And I actually swear.
Yeah.
So I used to call her a poo hang. And then we were like, that sounds so gross now that we're older.
Yeah. Wow.
And she's like, where did we go? So she looked it up in Urban Dictionary, and she looked it everywhere. She's like, you just made that sucker up. Because it's nowhere.
That's awesome.
I
Those
said,
are always the
I was
best.
probably really mad at you, and I wanted to swear, but I didn't want to swear because you were like little.
That's totally.
And so I was trying to be considerate, not get my mouth washed out with soap. So that just stuck.
Yeah.
With, my army dad, I would have got my mouth washed out with soap.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think you did once.
Really, like, 'cause
Absolutely.
to be honest, calling your sister a poo hang could probably qualify for a mouthwash.
I probably should have.
Like shit's bad, but poo hang's kind of, sometimes.
Well, I don't know what I was on because we were laughing so hard when we thought of it the other day. Like, I was like, why did I even call you that? But then we just called each other that. That was like the boys in the backseat had heard a word and online, and they were probably like 6 and 4.
Yeah.
It was a female pleasuring device, and they called each other in the back seat, and I was like, Maybe they were like 6 or 8.
You know, I was driving
Starts
to
with
work.
the
not
T.
long
It's
ago.
a town in, it's a town in Newfoundland. But I was like, I said,
drove to
boys,
work
like,
not too
where
long.
did you hear? They're like, I don't know, online or something. And I said, you know, it's probably not the nicest word to call each other. Maybe you shouldn't do it, you know, especially if other people are around. But then Patrick was like, well, what is it? And I'm like, oh, I'm not even going into that yet. You're just little.
That's the punishment.
But then he like, no, but then he kept asking, and then I was like, oh, it's kind of like a fake penis. And then he goes, well, why would anyone want those anyway? It was like the funniest thing.
Kids are so cute
And I
about
was
that. Like,
oh my god, his face. I was like, I don't know, man. I'm not going there.
I
So
don't know.
for the past number of years, we've been making cracks, and we really shouldn't have. It was insensitive of us about how sketchy the
Oh no.
seagull on the block was.
The sequel?
The seagull massage.
Oh,
And
yes.
so, as much as that's really not funny and not something we should have been joking about, it seemed like kind of obvious that it shouldn't be there. And then they just got shut down for human trafficking. So now I feel
No,
terrible.
they didn't.
Oh,
I feel terrible for
What?
making cracks. But there was a time when we're walking down the street and Felix is like, seagull massage, that's so sketchy. Seagulls don't even have arms,
Oh my
right.
god.
Yeah. That's funny.
which might even be why they called it seagull massage. It might have been a code to say, like,
Oh my god.
you can have a
That's so
massage, but
terrifying.
I asked you, and this is like only 6 months ago. I go, is seagull massage on the up and up?
did I say no? Probably not.
And you said it's a place just to go for a massage.
Well, I don't know definitely. I wouldn't have said that. If I
No,
knew definitely, but I would say it's definitely probably a place that you would have to be cautious about going into.
Yes.
But we didn't definitely know anything until it was on the news, and then the sign came off the door like before the end of the day. That was
Right.
That was an indicator. But
Wow,
yeah, that
that's
sucks.
scary.
Wow. That's just horrible.
That's so sad.
You'd never guess that's just down the street, but it did look
We
sketchy.
kind of actually did guess it was down the street. We just didn't really.
Right.
We didn't believe it. We guessed it. We didn't actually commit to, like, I think we were concerned and maybe nervous. Like, this is where I make excuses for myself, is maybe we're nervously trying to work out our feelings around what do we think? Are we trying to avoid being judgmental? And it turned out like,
You were right.
yeah, it's not a happy ending.
No, and I didn't.
Is
Yeah.
that a pun?
I think so.
I'm sorry.
I didn't get the greatest feeling like I was going to go for a muscular massage.
Well, and it's weird for me because I can't go for a massage anywhere. And I tried it once, and I got scolded the whole time. This lady kept yelling at me to stop tensing. I was like, I'm not tensing. She's like, if you don't stop flexing, I'm not giving you a massage. I'm like, I'm not flexing. I'm autistic. I didn't know I was autistic back then.
Right.
But she like literally just kept yelling at me. And I was like, I don't think yelling at me is the way to help me relax. But and that was at like Oasis Spa or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So I decided I would never try and do that again.
I don't like massages either.
No, I like.
I've never had a nice one. I've never had a good one, ever.
Yeah, and somebody recently got Jess and I a couples massage, and I'm like, I think
That's the wrong gift.
sounds like a fate worse than death. We could just give each other massages and not go anywhere.
Yeah, see, that's nice, right?
Right,
I like that
they're
sort
not
of
even
massage.
covered for us anymore, so I don't go.
Mhm.
Did they used to be covered?
I don't think ever.
Oh.
No.
Physio and like chiropractor are, but
Yeah,
not
now.
massage.
Well, maybe they're concerned that we're gonna end up
In the wrong hands.
going somewhere sketchy. Yeah.
Well, I guess, eh?
Well, they look bad if you were.
There's a list of people you can't go to, so that
Mhm.
probably.
What does that mean?
Well, they've found that they're not being honest when they.
Like acupuncture.
But wait, is it covered or
There's a
not
list of,
covered?
like massage therapists
Oh,
or chiropractors, or
yeah, I got already know.
they don't cover them because they do other things outside of their practice or something. Not
Yeah.
necessarily that it's sketchy, but maybe I don't know.
I remember when Jack Layton got arrested in a a massage place.
Right.
And he was the leader of the NDP at the time.
Well, I mean, these places aren't there for not a reason. They're attended.
But is there no legitimate experience? Because there must be something for them to hide behind,
Yeah.
right? Like
What if
somewhere
someone came
there's
off the
a
street?
legitimate studio or whatever, and
Well,
that's
yeah.
how they get by defiling the image of the local legitimate places. But there's just
Right.
something. I think there was a lot of kind of dog whistles around. Even just the wording of the posters they had out seemed kind of like, "Are you trying to tell me something?"
Yeah.
And I think we were maybe poking fun, thinking it was like maybe the most reputable version of what it turned out to be. But we wouldn't have joked if we thought it was
we hadn't
human
even
trafficking.
considered
There's
that.
nothing funny about that.
No.
There's nothing funny about sex work either. But I think that
That's
maybe we respect people's
It's
decisions.
more like the lie, like
Yeah.
right? Because we are very supportive of like whatever you want to do as consenting
I was gonna
adult,
say,
like,
as if some of them it's
right? But if it's like when it's
forced,
yeah,
it's not work.
Yeah, bringing people over for that
It's
purpose,
torture, right?
Yeah.
that's just
Or
wrong.
finding them
And
in your
everyone.
city.
yeah.
Yeah, they're it's everywhere.
I always get worried about children. Like some
About
of
what?
our students, not necessarily our students, but like,
Kids, like
because if you're vulnerable, that's what you prey on, right? So like, I'm always worried about our vulnerable kids. That they get educated on stuff like that, so they don't get caught in a cycle.
Yes. Well, now that everything's on the internet, and has its phone, everybody's can get pretty much access to anything.
Oh, for sure.
Computer, laptop, anything. I mean, the dark web, I mean, that's often where you can get the best news, but it's also where a lot of horrible things happen.
Just makes you scared for your
Right, yeah, exactly.
So you didn't remember
You know, I don't think I ever realized how much these train tracks were used
yeah, right.
until I started coming
They
here.
tried crossing them.
Yeah, and you're waiting for like, yeah, but
It's only stressful if you're late for something.
yeah, that's otherwise
Otherwise,
driving should not be as stressful, it really shouldn't.
yeah. There's good artwork on them all the time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I guess it also, like, Jess and I don't really travel by ourselves very often. So she used to get really worked up when we got stuck behind a train or something. We'd be on our way home and like, well, you know, I'm not sure that home's much better than this car. Like, it's nice, but
You
like,
always ask, where else would you rather be right now?
Is that?
I like that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of, I mean, the truth is there, right?
Yeah.
I get a lot of anxiety when I have to stop. It's better now,
Yeah,
but
like,
it used to be really bad.
Or super long lights. Yeah.
Hello.
What you guys
I
working
mean,
on?
think about it
Trying
this way
to
though,
sell a purse.
Oh, I love it.
That's really
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sandra.
Something different. Yes.
Like, it's only in the last 100 years or so that it wouldn't be a day's walk to Cochrane.
You're working on some
You
beautiful
know what I
work.
mean? So it's we have this idea that
Really?
the train
Oh, you're
is
painting it like
slowing down our efficiency.
Yeah.
But first of all, we would never be in the city if it wasn't for the train,
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
opened up.
right?
Yeah.
And then so second of all, like, it's not even that natural for us to be able to travel as far as we do in a day, right? Like, your car is
More
really
like
your car is a time machine.
like when I used to have to work really far, but there wasn't an easy way to get there. Like
Yeah.
I used to work by Heritage Park at St. Like St. Jérôme.
Yeah.
And for me to go there, there was never an easy way, and I'd get my little car slid down the hill in the winter, you know, like 'cause it was all hills. It was like, I don't know. I guess maybe because I had 2 little kids and I was in charge of them by myself, that I would get anxious if I wasn't there on time, or if I slid, or if I got stuck. I don't know. It was just like
I used to work in
after I had the boys, that's when everything, my anxiety.
I used to work in Temple when my kid was in daycare in Cedar Brae,
I don't know what.
and it's like $10 a minute if you're late.
As you get older, and
Maybe,
things are
yeah.
calming down, your body calms down. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know either, but I
Are you like, do you feel like you're not, you said not as anxious, or it depends?
no, it depends. Not as anxious in the car anymore. Like
Right.
that one is kind of like,
Left.
which is good because now the boys are learning to drive. So
Yeah, well, there.
it's probably good to
Yeah.
not be anxious in the
Yeah.
car. I
That's-
still do get
That's a good
anxious
story.
when sometimes they drive, like, but I thought it was going to be worse. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I knew how I was before if I was a passenger, or if
Right,
I was in the car stuck. I felt stuck,
yeah.
like maybe claustrophobic. I don't know, something small
Yeah, there's
space,
something
or
weird. Like, I can't even
or
explain why I used to get a panic attack behind the wheel at a long turn lane. I can't explain it.
I didn't know either. And I remember calling my dad. He's like, "Well, you can just stop the car and get out." I'm like, "Where? Where can I get out?" I was just like,
Yeah.
"No," or like in the airplane. Like I didn't. It wasn't the flying part. It was like feeling stuck.
Like, yeah, you're in a place that you can't leave.
But I don't mind like small spaces if I want to just crawl and read a book. You know what I mean? I'll go crawl in the closet if I have to and hide and just sit with a bunch of blankets. Like that kind of claustrophobic.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like just stuck in a space.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A couple of
sorry, Rich,
times
you
I
were
seriously felt like putting in the park and just leaving
Yeah,
my
just
car,
sitting there.
which would have been a huge problem.
Or a Michael Douglas movie.
Oh, but yeah, you're right. I remember that one.
Right?
Yes. That was a while
Not
ago.
today,
Your
guys.
body
Not
works
today.
well, you know, like when you think of it.
Yeah, not today.
I guess it's weird time.
Claustrophobia translate to take a tight sweater.
Yes, and you can't get it over your shoulders.
Yeah, and then I just
And then you're like, oh, cut it off. Cut it off me.
shut up, George. Come on, just relax.
No, but I get that too. Because then you feel like, uh-oh, wait a minute, stuck in my shirt. I'm stuck in my shirt. I've had that happen in the change room. And then you're
And you have to like dislocate your
I'm
shoulders.
stuck in this shirt and nobody can come in and help me.
Oh wow.
Oh, no.
I used to be scared of heights to the point that I couldn't look up at big buildings.
Because then
Now
they look like
that's-
they're moving with the clouds and everything.
Oh, it's just, I can't explain it, then it just completely.
What were you inspired by tonight, Rach? Do you remember?
I forget the themes.
What I was wondering what Rich was inspired by tonight.
Oh, right.
I think you're inspired by. Well, yeah, you said Pirate Devil, but actually she could be a Pirate Devil.
This isn't Pirate Devil. This is the other
Sensuality.
one. Sensuality.
Yeah, it's totally. Yeah.
What was sensuality again? Or what was the nature of her? Where did she come from?
From Book of Qualities. So this is the picture.
I'm wondering what culture.
Oh, it like Ruth Gendler wrote it. Probably. Oh, from San Francisco.
Were they Greeks, or was it like Greek gods, or there wasn't like Pan and
Oh no, sensuality was just one. Like grief is another one. Honesty, urgency, inspiration. So it's just like qualities, like qualities and made human.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear inspiration?
Yes.
Inspiration is disturbing. She does not believe in guarantees or insurance or strict schedules. She's not interested in how well you write your grant proposal or what you do for a living or why you're too busy to see her. She'll be there when you need her, but you have to take it on trust, surrender. She knows when you need her better than you do.
Indeed.
Isn't that a good one?
I love it. Wow.
Yeah, because you can't really call
Is there another short one?
Yeah.
Yeah, find a cool one. That was a cool one.
I know, I love these. I just like flipping open and
Oh, yeah.
boredom. Does
Yeah.
anyone really know what boredom's like? He rarely goes anywhere without at least one of his friends. He can't stand to be alone. On Sunday afternoons, he goes to the bar on the corner and drinks dark beer with futility, rage, and anxiety. They all have such strong personalities. In conversations with that bunch, boredom tends to get lost. It's not that he doesn't say anything, it's just that what he says never sounds as interesting or vivid or memorable. If you listen carefully, you will see that he actually has some very good ideas. He simply lacks the energy to carry them out.
Yeah. Why do I get the feeling that you guys are seldom bored? I just know that.
Never bored.
I know that. I know that you guys are like.
You
not
should
the
see us
bored
grocery
type.
shopping.
Oh, well,
It's
that's,
just
that's
joyful.
boring.
But it's so joyful
People
Yeah.
often will scold us.
for having so much fun.
For
Oh,
having
yeah.
That's Pax and I at Walmart.
Right?
We go up to Walmart and we'll be like, man, we've spent a long time here, haven't we? Because we just like look at everything and we
And
laugh.
just have fun.
And then people just kind of look at us and I'm like, whatever, we'll never see them again. And if we do, they're not the kind of people we want to chill with. So,
Right.
Exactly.
but yeah, we kind of get looks in the store when we go to Walmart.
You know, you got to make these events like not what most people think about.
Yeah.
You know.
I like
Well,
to sing
especially
to
when we're
whatever
doing
music.
stuff kind of like the Christmas or the Thanksgiving dinner. That's when we really have the most amount of fun.
Yeah.
Right.
But like even just yesterday, Jess was getting some like headache pills at Safeway,
Mhm.
and I went over to the bike store. And when I got back, she was in line at Safeway, and when I caught up with her, it was a party, and I could see there was like some old people there that were like enjoying Jessica's laugh and sense of humor and things.
Well,
And I showed up, it was kind of like I got in the way of the party, like.
oh.
Maybe that old guy thought he was going to leave his wife and go home with Jesse, but like there's an actual disappointment as I showed up and the party was over. That happens a little bit too. We go out for dinner and the waiter, the waitress, or the
Right.
cook, dishwashers are all like sort of enamored with her and
Mhm.
like they're following us up to the car. It's like, you guys, Casey, it's over.
That's too bad.
I haven't tried like going through State campus yet with her, but I remember in my past that was something I kind of dreaded sometimes going through with a girl.
Right. But no longer.
Well, I just haven't been through there with anybody.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't have that.
No, like 2 days ago, we're at Safeway and
Oh, okay.
the whole lineup was like in love with her.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm
No.
happy to be the guy,
Yeah.
but you gotta fight the crowds off every now and then.
Right.
Or actually, there was just the one time, because I'm pretty robust, not really like a timid person. But we went to Chicago this year,
Mhm.
and
Right.
in Chicago, there's all these warning signs about getting into the right cabs. So they have people to make sure you don't get like abducted at the airport by getting into like a fake cab,
Oh, yeah.
which doesn't instill confidence.
Not really.
And
Especially in Chicago.
right, so we're like a little nervous because the people at the airport are worried about us getting abducted. And so it was fine taking a cab out of the airport, but we're in a rush to get back to the airport.
Mhm.
And we get flag down the cab and I immediately go back to wait, who's checking the cabs here?
Right.
The guy driving the cab was the biggest person I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And for the first time in my life, I was like, I can't stop him from doing whatever he wants to us.
Yeah. Yeah. You left your knife at the hotel.
It wouldn't have helped me.
Okay.
There was too much of him to knife.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Oh, okay.
there was like,
Got ya.
on my best day, I knew I didn't have a chance. And I was just like, I just hope this guy takes us to the airport because there's nothing I can do to change his mind.
Yeah.
And he did, and everything was fine. It was just,
And he did. And you're.
but it was totally on him. Like,
Yeah.
he
It's a pretty
decided
big thing. Like,
not to abduct us. And if he had decided to abduct us, it would have been at best a negotiation, like, please don't abduct us. But there's no, maybe, and that's probably a lot what it's like for Jessie whenever she goes anywhere, you know, like, I'm going to get home alive because
negotiating.
Mhm.
I don't. Well, maybe that's why.
because of the kindness of the people around us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if he was a bad guy, he was like too big for me to stop.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why Americans carry guns, you know, it's like, oh, now I realize having been a wrestling coach for 15 years wouldn't help me in the slightest if that guy's too big for me to knife to death.
Right. Have you ever spent the night in like the drunk tank or anything?
No, I have not.
I've had
I don't
that.
think I'd make it through the night in the
Once
drunk
or
tank.
twice.
I'd be all like, guys, I got an idea. And they'd be like, shut up.
Guys.
Well, if we're going to be in here, I thought we could do some singing.
Oh yeah. It's full of.
Nope.
Let's make some art.
It's not great.
Everybody can make art.
Oh yeah.
They'd be like, I haven't done art since I was in grade 6 when my art teacher said I sucked. It was like, no, we'll fix that.
We'll fix that.
When I get cold,
5 minutes and half an hour of
Yeah.
practice.
Rich would come out with good friends. I bet.
Maybe.
Actually.
Yeah, maybe.
I think you might save some lives.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Actually,
gonna say.
all drunk tanks aside, I had decided to quit teaching a couple years ago, and I exclusively wanted to go work in the prison
Like
system.
the remand center.
I called around some friends, and I asked some questions, and it really came down to, Rich, you can't work in the remand center because you're too visible. And I was like, what does that mean? I was like, well, because sometimes if you have a bad experience, they'll come looking for you, and you're easy to find because you run the Rumble House, and so
403.
yeah. So
Yeah.
there's
629 7424.
It's like. Yeah.
or like in my book, I talk about what building I live in, and later on, I talk about what floor I live on, and I think it wouldn't be hard to figure out where we live
Yeah.
Right,
if you were inclined for nefarious business. We're not well protected. We're just living off of the
Kindness.
Kindness of
kindness,
strangers.
yeah, and the kindness we've earned, and maybe the fact that I'm relatively robust. But I'm like, I've explained this before. I'm not like prison tough. You know, I'm
I
sure
found out I wasn't.
I wouldn't thrive in prison. Have you
Well,
been,
I
have
wasn't
you been
in
the
prison.
drunk
I gotta make this clear. This was like, 4 or 6 hours. But there's people when they call you out,
Yeah.
they're like, can you grab some butts? From
Sorry,
the-
what?
Some butts. In other words, with just like a centimeter of cigarette left on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I really don't feel comfortable. And they're not used to that. It's usually, no. Or,
Right. I don't feel
Sure.
comfortable.
I don't feel comfortable.
I'm not comfortable.
Pretty much, that's what I felt like, a little girl amongst all these like hardened criminals who were not going to be. They were going to be transferred.
They were going to be transferred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't just in the.
You're like, I'm not one of the guys that stays in here. I'm just learning a lesson.
I'm just
Thanks. If we could make this go as quickly as
Smoothly.
possible, I'd like to get back to my day job
Yeah. Just let me sleep in the corner, please.
where I contribute to society.
I'm gonna go like this.
with one eye open.
Then you're in real trouble. So, no, it's not fun. Never going back there. Quit drinking. Best thing I ever did.
Yep. You need it. How many days since you drank?
Well, I'd say 2.5 years, like
Oh,
roughly.
you might be up to your 666th day.
Well, 730 plus 180, 230, 90. Coming in on 900 roughly.
That's pretty cool.
Coming in hot.
Yep. No more hangovers.
Well, I really had set the goal of making it to 1 year.
Oh, that's what you're thinking.
No, I've passed a year.
Oh, I know, but at the time, is that what you were thinking? Like,
That's the only thing I was thinking. I think I can go a year.
and then the year came, what did you think?
And once I got a year by, about 5 days later, I realized I don't think I'm going to go back. And then I realized, oh, you know what? For the past 12 years, I assumed that I would eventually turn the Rumble House into a nightclub. And then I suddenly realized I don't have a backup plan for this space.
Right.
If it's not going to be a nightclub.
Mm-hmm.
I realized I really had to rethink some stuff.
That's probably a good thing. Nightclubs really are not. They're very difficult to make money at. Or keep open.
They couldn't be harder than the Rumble House.
Good point.
And I thought, if I turn the Rumble House into a nightclub,
keep it the Rumble House. Or the, how was the, I'm thinking, well, Ron's, he must know all of that. There's nothing that's horrible that should run.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not changing to a nightclub anyway, so.
no, I'm not kind of not down that path.
You know, the thought of alcohol kind of really repulses me.
That happens, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Let's see if we do it.
Should this girl get some clothes, or is it good access?
I feel like she's sensual. I can read the poem again.
That's not what I'm asking.
As a painting?
Yeah.
Is this your play on Little Balls Day? Yeah. Super close.
I like how she's looking out at you, and it's like, it makes you.
You're not going to answer my question, are you?
I was going to say without.
Just leave it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that.
Why did they do that? Just
Oh my gosh.
What is it?
I have to show Kelly that. Kelly! I was just looking on social media instead of making art, which isn't very good. But there's this whole website, and it's called Cicadas. And it says, I present to you cicada lights. A coworker was especially excited when a brood emerged, and we put the shells to use. So they put a strand of fairy lights, and they glued them into the shells of the cicadas. So it looked. I don't know.
Like bugs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
What is it, every 14 years or something?
Like, yeah.
Look.
Focus, right?
Oh, can you send that to me?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks.
Because in French they say that for it's like the word sounds
Right.
like
Yeah, cicada. Yeah, I think you're right. Cicadas.
That's so fun.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So it is 8:23.
See, I like this.
I know I said that there's this word and it's called
Right.
dumbfunkles or something. But basically it means to lounge around doing nothing, but you should probably be doing something on the weekend kind of to linger in bed longer than you should.
Oh.
So I said that's what I did on the weekend. It's this old Scottish word.
Mm-hmm.
So I
What
like
was the word?
dumb fumbled is what that one.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about words. No, I hurkled durkled because I was dumb fumbled. That's what I said. And they were like, huh? Hurkle durkle is the lounge in your bed. I don't have like longer than you should.
Well past, yeah.
Well past when you should. And dumb fumbled is because you were just completely exhausted mentally.
Hurkle durkle.
Yeah, hurkle
Yeah,
durkle.
scholar, sure. You're
Hurkle durkle.
It reminds me of Donovan,
Yeah.
the hurdy-gurdy man.
There you go.
Yeah, I said.
Here comes the hurdy-gurdy man singing a
I
song.
said to them, oh my
Oh,
God,
love.
they were confused because they asked me how my weekend was, and I said, oh, I was so dumb fumbled. I just dumb fumbled is to be mentally and physically worn out. And hurkle is to linger awake in bed, wrapped in your best blanket, well after you should have gotten up. That's the definition. I thought, that's a good one. I like that.
It says the internet is obsessed with Hurkle durkle. And here's how we do it.
I didn't know that at the time. And then they said, spuddle is also a very useful word because it says to be extremely busy whilst achieving nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I feel like that was my first period this morning. I definitely spuddled.
Spuddling.
When I should have been working, I just looked busy while I did nothing.
And are these Scottish words, all of them?
Spuddle, I think, was an old English word from the 17th century, but the other two were Scottish.
That's weird. That's what.
And then it says, because he was talking on this Instagram, it says, let's start doing Victorian era slang to bring it back instead of these crazy things the kids are saying right now. There's another teacher. He's like, one of them was called I got the morbs.
Yeah.
Right.
And it means like
Just feeling morbid.
in a sad or melancholy mood. I've got the morbs.
Are you sure that's an old English or is that a modern English?
No, it says it's a Victorian era slang. Skillimalink.
It's
A
like
cheater, a sly cheater.
Yes.
But it says they're Victorian era, so 1800s.
And when I first heard my daughter go, well, I got bills for it. But then I go, well, actually, I understand what she's talking about. So right away, when you tell her, okay. My daughter's getting older.
I remember the first time I heard somebody saying I'm having big feels, and sometimes it's a big adjustment to when somebody's using language in a way that you're not accustomed to, but it makes sense that you're like, you almost don't, you resist not wanting to buy into the uncomfortable new slang, but then it sort of immediately becomes part of your vernacular and
Right.
you can't remove it. And sometimes the stupider it sounded to you the first time you heard it,
Well,
the more locked in it gets,
I don't know if I'll ever catch on to the silly things the kids say right now.
well, it's better than having a crutch. The feels makes
Like, it's
Yeah.
bad, Georgia. Every day I'm just like, okay, like, it's not even, like, we had our own slang that I'm sure our parents thought we were ridiculous for, but it seems like they just use it to annoy us. Like, it's not like we used it for
I don't
purpose.
think they ever think about us.
No, but I think they. Well, no, there used to be a group of boys who used the word just to annoy me.
What was the word?
They would say sus all the time. And I was like, enough. Like, I'm done with this. That was COVID here. Like, when we sat in our class and they played imposter and they would yell so loud. Like,
What I don't miss,
sus. So they would
what I don't
like,
miss
say
about
it.
that time is bottle flipping.
But, okay, well, this was just, they would just say the word all the time. So the grade nines, they bugged me. So I embraced it. Because I like, if I say it, it's not going to be cool anymore. So I got a t-shirt and it said, Jessica, too cute to be sus. And then we teach in Catholic school, I'm like, you can't spell Jesus without sus. And I put it in their classroom and like all these things. So then they kind of said it, but it was more, we had a joke about it after that. They said it less, but it was more for a joke.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't so bad. I had to buy into it a bit. But I said, if I say it, it's not cool.
Yeah. Well, I remember my mom goes, your father never uses the F word. And I'm thinking, yeah, you've never been golfing with him or curling with the boys. Yes, he does. I didn't say that to her. I didn't want to disappoint her.
Not around you, Mama.
Yeah, not around you, Mom.
I
You're
said
right.
too, like I had to sit in the box area for lacrosse to do the
lacrosse.
do the scorekeeping not long ago because we have to volunteer our time, right? And I said to Pax, was like, how was the scorekeeping? And I said, well, I learned some new vocabulary and the boys were in the penalty box.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, that's funny, Mom. I was like, yeah, it was very enlightening because the boy that I thought was the quietest and like the calmest was like,
Lost his mind.
wow. It's like, I learned some new words today.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. It's fun to watch. It's a great sport.
Yeah.
With people, is that the one where you kind of just like turn yourself into it all over?
Let's try. He plays quite well.
What was he playing?
He plays box lacrosse, but he's the transition position.
Right.
Because he was playing defense more for a while, but he missed playing some offense. He's not quite like he has a good shot, but he's not like a super goal person. So they put him in transition, and he's been playing.
Well, that's a real.
He's the second highest in points on his team.
Oh, really?
These weights are taking so much.
It's pretty good. Like again, like I said before, he's like only 7. He just turned 17, like the week before last, on the 16th, and he's like quite a bit of guys. Some of them.
I was going to say that. Yes, pretty serious about it.
Yeah, because he got drafted, but they put him down because he was so young, just to play 1 year with a lower score, just to get some experience. But it's been.
What was the word tonight?
The word sensuality.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch.
How do you spell that?
S-E-N.
I stopped playing
S-
with him when he was
S-E-N-S?
S-E-N-S.
He was getting like.
Well, I don't know if
You-
you've seen my son here, but he's like 6'1" and a big shape. And
L.
they had a radar gun for police, like,
T-Y.
and they were clocking them for each age group to see he won like the hardest shot.
What else
His
did
shot
it
was
say about it?
101 kilometers an hour at age 11.
Oh,
And I'm like, I like my face and my glasses, so I'm not very good at
Sensuality does not wear a watch, but she always gets to the essential places on time. You could say essential. She's adventurous
Yeah.
and not, huh?
How do you spell essential?
E-S-S.
You'll obviously know which one I'm talking about.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Yeah.
So that's my baby, and then the one who's ducking on the side, that's my oldest, and then the girl is my niece. It was just on Friday.
E-N-T.
She just graduated from high school.
There you go.
Yeah.
Paxton's the
I-A-L.
Ready to pass on to a higher calling, right?
She's joining the Navy.
Oh.
She wrote the military exam and it was colder, and there's the boys. They're getting a bit. Luca was ducking a bit. And then my little, she's little, but she's not little.
Right.
But it's kind of crazy when you think.
Oh, yeah.
Woo. But yeah,
Wow.
so yeah, she's been in the Navy cadets for a while.
In the Navy.
Yeah, I will sing the song. So she's been in the Navy.
I think the clothes were the way.
She
Yeah, I think
has been doing amazing. and like moved it up the ranks. And
Oh,
changed
she ended up looking way more like.
She just loves it.
I know.
Both my parents were in the army.
That was not even intentional. That was like.
My father was in. He originally joined the Air Force, but then he switched to the Army. And my mom joined the Army out of high school. She went to high school in a small town in Saskatchewan. And then
Just a small town girl.
She was. And then she moved to Saskatchewan with her sister. And she was walking home from work at the bakery and saw a sign to go to Nova Scotia, Cornwallis, Nova Scotia. Join the Army. She said, well, I've never been there. So she walked in. She's like, what do I need to do? The guy's like, are you 18? Yep. And then she just signed up. I'm like, wow, you've got nerves. But she has 17 brothers and sisters. She kind of wanted to get away, and there wasn't much opportunity if you didn't do it yourself, right? Like there wasn't much school. Like,
Is the sound still
you
on?
know what I mean? So yeah. So she said, all right. And then she called her dad.
Smoke break.
And
Oh, I think we're gonna.
Look at this. I'm writing a love letter.
But
Oh,
each other, obviously. Right?
my parents, yeah, my dad.
oh, that's awesome.
But
That is fun.
my dad was the bartender in the mess hall.
All right, we are going to
My
take
mom, at
a
that
quick break
time,
to get the auction set up.
70s.
We are so
But she
grateful to
graduated
Kelly
from
and Theo and Zach and Dusty.
Not as many women.
So grateful to you for joining us from your home studios.
Here, she's funny.
And
No, we're not paying to go to the dance. And
we're gonna set up
they
the
was-
next
she said,
part,
"We're just sitting here."
and
They're all ready to
everything
go,
will
but
be
they
fun.
sat there,
We're gonna
then
do
the
the
boys
auction at
came
9
over.
o'clock.
All right,
So
you don't
we're
have to pay. And then
come
they-
find us
Like, she would, like,
on
rally them up.
YouTube,
It was, like,
Instagram,
funny
and
hearing
Facebook
stories.
again at 9 o'clock for the
my dad was
auction.
the
And we are so
bartender.
thankful
And
for
she's
watching
like,
you guys
"Where's
make
the
your beautiful
bartender?"
pieces.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
and
Phil.
Kelly
Phil.
and Dusty are going to be at
Lauren,
Lilac
he's got a
Fest
girlfriend back
this
in
Sunday. So if you're at Lilac Fest, go check out their tent because there's going to be beautiful and beautiful things there.
I'll have a deep
Great.
Hey.
Yay!
and
Okay, we'll see you at 9 o'clock, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
within
Bye.
2 weeks, my dad broke up with his girlfriend, and they were married 3 months later.